Peace and blessings. I am Regina, and welcome to my happy place, Diva G's Reborn. We are here with our baby Onyx. She is now rooted. I finished rooting her hair with afro hair, so she is finished being rooted. So we will now go ahead and root her some eyelashes. And we will be rooting her eyebrows as well. So let's get started. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and share. Okay, so let's put her limbs over here just a little bit. And we will take out our rooting pillow that we like to use. Okay, now I will be going ahead and rooting her eyelashes. Okay, and we will be going right. Where's my other pointer? Find my other pointers because it is more narrow than this one. Okay, I think maybe this one might point a little bit closer to the area. Okay, so right here in the line between her top eyelid and lower eyelid, we will be rooting her eyelashes. And yeah, so that's where we will be going with rooting her eyelashes. And we will be following almost like a moon shape. Okay, the eyelashes that are in the inner corner, they will be going more toward her nose. The eyelashes in the center will be going basically straight, and the eyelashes on the outside corner will be going more toward her ear. Okay, so that's what we will be doing for our baby Onyx. I just love her hair. Came out very lovely. Very, very, very. She has a head full of hair. And again, I micro and mono rooted her. She has really a head full of hair. A head full of hair. I haven't cut it or anything as of yet. I'm not going to cut it too short. Actually, I'm going to keep it where I can have her with clips and things like that, even though she's a young baby. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep her where it's a little bit long, especially because I do want to be able to have some hair to come down in front of here. What I will also do, because her hair isn't sealed or anything yet, and I have not put any conditioner into the hair. I don't want it to tangle. So I'm going to put on this satin sleep cap on top of her head, even though she's already on a satin pillow. But that's what I'm going to do. Excuse me. So I hope that you were able to look at the previous video where we were rooting her hair. And yeah, so I will go right on ahead now. She looks too cute. Oh goodness. Baby Onyx is just too cute. She's just the cutest little thing. I'm telling you, she really, really is. She's so cute. I can't with her. I can't. All right. So you may not be able to see that much, but we're going to see what we can do. So what I like to do is I take the hair. This is a mini flat iron, and you see the hair has a little bit of a wave to it. This is wet and wavy. No, this is Jerry curl. All right. So while I'm rooting it into the eyelashes, the part that goes directly onto her, into her, I want to have it straight. Okay. I'm not concerned about it having a curl to it. You know, I want it to be straight so that I can get it into the I can get it into the eyelid space with ease, because that's the main thing that I want to do. And this white here, this is a command strip. This is what you oftentimes can use to hang pictures onto a wall. It's like a Velcro, okay? And it works well to hold the hair in place when rooting, so that the hair is not going all over everywhere. Now, the reason that I like to straighten the ends that go inside is so that um, it will be easier to root. Because if it's very curly, I can root it, but it will, you know, it'll be a little bit more challenging to maybe get it in the direction that I want it to go. So, yeah. So I will take my little straight tooth comb to kind of try to comb it out. And what are the tools that I need? Okay, the hair, I turned off my heating element. This is on a silicone heat resistant pad. So we need the hair. Excuse me, I have some extra needles, but I don't think I will need them. I, of course, have my rooting tool. Okay, comb. I have some distilled water. And what else do I need to have? I think that's it. So I'm going to see if I can kind of angle her in now into the to the camera so that you can see. Now, one of the things that I do is this. Let's see if I can maybe angle it a little bit. Okay, so I may not really be able to get her fully into view, but we're gonna try and see what, you know, what we can do, because I definitely need to see. So I'm still using a 40 gauge um, multi-barb needle. All of my needles happen to be multi-barb, so I have no other choice but to use a multi-barb needle. Um, so it's 40 gauge. This is human hair. Oftentimes, rooting human hair, 40 gauge works, you know, pretty well. You know. So yeah. So I'm gonna take the straight end. I'm gonna try to angle her where you can see her a little bit. And I'm going to start in the middle, bring a little bit more light over to the area. And I'm going to be angling the needle slightly going toward the forehead. Okay. And going one strand at a time. I want to really be able to see where I'm going. Okay. You can see some hair in there. And I take my time. I take my time. There's no rush for me. I take my time because once the eyelashes are done and in, they're in. So I can take however much time I feel I need to take to get the lashes inserted the way that I would like. And what I do when I paint the kit, I go over the eyelash line area with a dark color, you know, maybe like the crease color, so that it will make the area visible when I'm actually rooting. It will make it more visible. And one of the ways that you know you're in the lash line area is the needle will go in pretty easily. If you're getting some kind of resistance, it may be because you're not in the lash line. You might be on the lid. So I think it's really, you know, it's important to, it's important for me, I feel, to just take my time. This is a hobby that I enjoy. So I'm not rushing to do anything. I mean, I do work in a timely fashion, don't get me wrong, but I don't rush. I don't rush for anything. I had enough rushing in my life when working. Okay. Before I retired, working as a nurse, there's always something that you must hurry and rush to do and what have you. And that was fine then because that was that time of my life. And that's, you know, that was what was necessary. I'm at a time in my life now where I don't rush for anything. I don't. I don't rush for anything. When if I'm taking a flight, I take a flight pretty much midday because I don't want to have to get, you know, get to the airport, you know, extra early. Now I get up early every day. I'm usually up every day by 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Um, but to go anywhere, if I have to rush someplace, I won't. I don't go. Mm-mm. So I said that to say, this is my hobby. I enjoy it. So I don't rush to do anything. Um, so in here, I'm still pretty much, in a sense, toward the middle of the eye. So I'm still going pretty much straight. I like my eyelashes fairly thick on the baby. Not like they're false eyelashes, but I like them to be, in a sense, somewhat thick. Um, but I don't have them very long. I don't make them long. Now I'm going to start to angle so that I can get the direction that I want. I'm trying to have it where you can see as well. And I'm trying to get it where you can see. Let's see. Okay, you may not really be able to see the way because my hand is going to be in the way. But I'm angling going toward the nose, so I'm pushing going that way so that the hair will go that direction. And although there's quite a bit on this bundle here, I'm trying to just pull up a small area. The smaller the area, the less hair is going to go inside, and that can aid in being able to, you know, mono root. Okay. Now the outside lash, I'm not going all the way to the edge of the eye because your lashes don't go that far out, right? So I'm just going part way there. So the outside lash, um, I'm angling the lash toward the ear and I'm pushing the needle toward the nose, right? I think I said the inside lash, I think I said it the opposite direction that it's supposed to go in. I think I said it opposite way, but you will see what I'm doing. I try to do things on my channel in real time because this is my open diary and I can look back on what I'm doing, and it can help not just myself but it can maybe help others because I know how much I appreciate other content creators when they share tips and tricks and different things that can help you make things you know easier. And the thing is, I find it enjoyable sharing. That's what I do. I find it enjoyable sharing. I'm trying to get my needle angled where I can see and maybe you can see as well. I'm trying to get the hair, trying to get it where you can maybe see what I'm doing. Me shooting from the overhead angle with my phone, that's good. The only thing is it makes it so very close up. So, um, yeah. So I'm just doing it this way. Oh, wow. I don't believe that. I think I went in the lid. Yikes. Let me see. Let me look close. Did I go in the lid? Did I? I think I maybe did. That's something I never really ever do is go in the lid. But okay. I'm human. And trying to angle it where you can see is where I can I'm angling it where you can trying to have it where you can see and then now I can't see. And that's not good. So I have to be able to see. Trying to get a small little bit of hair so that I can go into the lid, into the eyelash line. So we will finish rooting our baby Onyx on today, and I should be able to um, seal her hair And once I seal her hair and it dries, I can then go ahead and I can you know, cut and style it, which I don't think I'm really gonna, like I said, I don't really think I'm gonna do that much cutting because I like um the look of it with the length, and I like the I want to be able to cover that mark that's on her forehead. So she has the tiniest little, you know, she has a small, you know, head and everything, you know. And but I just love this kit. I really do. Um so for her, everything is so delicate. She's not a preemie. She just is a small newborn. I have a 10-inch kit that I want to also reborn. The only thing is it's an open eye kit, and I don't know what size eyes it takes. That kit I've had a very long time. When I first started collecting, I wanted to try to reborn, but I really didn't do anything because, you know, life was happening. So, but now I think I can maybe you know, paint that doll. It's easier to paint a larger doll than a smaller doll because everything is so tiny on a smaller doll, right? But I, the main thing that I'm thinking about with that kit is that the eyes. I probably will try to see about ordering some eyes first. The kit is, like I said, I think it's 10 inches. And, yeah, I think it's 10. And, she has an open mouth where you can see her tongue and everything. Okay. That's what we have done. See, we are in the eyelash line. And now I want to look and see because she has such tiny, 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 tiny features. Let's see. Make sure it's going the direction I want it to go in. It is. And I want to put a little bit more over here. Yeah, so the 10 inch, I want to do the 10 inch, but I think I need to get the eyes first because um, I don't have 10-inch eyes. I don't have 10-inch eyes, and I guess she would have to wear doll clothes I guess, or something custom made because she's gonna be so tiny. I'm not sure when I'll do her because when I'll reborn her because we have to finish our Charlie, rooting him, and then we also have um, we have our the other toddler June. Well, she's a child size. She's 3 years old. So yeah. So I really have to think, when would I like to maybe do the 10-inch baby? Again, I just take my time because the one thing about the eyelids, this space, the eyelid, you want to be sure that you stay in the line and that you are pretty much only going where you want to go. Otherwise, you'll chew up the vinyl with the needle. So, yeah. And that means that you'll kind of tear the vinyl and have like pinhole kind of things in it, and that's not what you want. Yeah. So I just take my time and I do it. Oh, I should have did the other. I should have. I don't know if I'm gonna be. I don't think I can root through here, through that putty. I don't think I can. Now that I think about it, because it's quite hard. Hmm. I was just thinking about the eyebrow. Well, we'll see. She maybe will only have a partial eyebrow over there. Yeah. Okay. I like that. I like that. Oh, just a little bit more there. Okay. Now, what I will do is, looking at the shape of her little eyes, she has the tiniest little features. She's so delicate. Her features are so delicate. Okay. Now, what I will do is I'm just going to clip this, and I'm just clipping it not to the length I want, but just so that it's kind of like out of the way. And then I'm going to spray it and play with it to kind of get more of the direct. Oh, that's what I forgot to take out, my little toothbrush thingy. This one that I use for the hair. Then I also have the one that I use really for the eyebrows and eyelashes. Eyebrows and eyelash. So where is it? Oops. Okay, only it has the little brush part and it has a little comb to it. And you can see when I said the direction of the lashes, the direction I want them to go, you can see that the outside lashes are angled toward her ear. The middle is going straight, and the inner corner is going toward her nose. Okay, and that helps to give that look of realism. Now for the eyebrows, I'm gonna have to kind of try to what do you call it? Draw, figure out where I want to put it. So I need something that I'm gonna be able to see. I'm gonna go with this color. This is a sand color, and her, okay, she's smiling. Okay, now here is her eyebrow, her brow bone. Right, that's her brow bone, and generally you go slightly above it. But her features are so tiny. Okay, so I have to really look at her features and really try to see, because I don't want them to be too high and I don't want them to be too low. So I'm going to, and see what happens is also the artist, not the artist, the sculptor, sometimes when they sculpt onto you into the kit where things are supposed to be. So quite quite frankly, I feel as though the sculptor sculpted here for this to be the eyebrow. Because I think if I go higher, I don't think it's going to look natural. I don't. I really, really don't. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to look natural, you know. And, the art, what you do, it's up to you. It's your art. It's subjective. And she's going to be my cuddle baby. So let's see. Okay, you can see that line there. Now that's on what would be considered the brow line. To me, that's the brow where the brow is supposed to be, right? So now what I will do is I'm going to take my time and I'm going to go on, with her with the rooting, okay? Now, what I like to do is the inner corner on this side of the nose, I like to go more up, like that, straight up. And then the other hair to kind of have an angle going like this, the middle kind of like that. Okay, and then toward the end, I will sometimes kind of go back toward the nose, because it kind of makes that eyebrow pattern look, that kind of alligator kind of look, if you know what I mean. Now, I'm going to root, I'm going to be pushing the needle and going that way, going upward. Okay. Oh, the other thing I meant to tell you is that when you are doing eyebrows, okay, there is a in a sense, a formula. Okay. So the inner corner should kind of come this way, like where the nose is. So like this part of the nose, it should kind of be to there. Okay. And then the outer corner should pan out like this way from like that. Okay. Now what I've done is I've gone a little bit shorter than that because to me her features are so tiny. Just go a little bit more because otherwise it won't look right. Okay. The other thing is when you're doing eyebrows stop above the eye. You know, like they kind of stop like kind of diagonal of the eye. They don't go all the way over here. They don't, because that will look unnatural to have the eyebrow too far off to the side of the face. So what I like to do is I like to keep the eyebrows where in a sense realistically they would be. If you think about yourself when you see your eyebrows, um and that's kind of like how I try to root. And again, one hair at a time. Okay. And the thing with the eyebrows is if you get more than one hair in, you can, of course, take it out with the tweezers. Even though you want the eyebrows to have a certain amount of thinness because it is a baby, you do want it to have a certain amount of fullness as well. So you have to find that happy medium. And again, I just take my time. I rather take my time and go, at a pace that I feel comfortable with and confident. And that way, uh, more than likely, the hairs will be where I want them to be, as opposed to being all over the place. Okay. Okay, let's show you where we are. Okay. Now I'm going to go in this direction as well. I have no idea why it looks almost like she has glitter on. I don't know why. There isn't any glitter anywhere. Now I'm going to go again on what is the line that I made. And make sure my needle is angled. Right. And eyebrows, you have to be mindful because you don't want to come out the eyelid. Because believe it or not, if you're not careful, you can come out of the eyelid. And that's not what you want. So the thing with angling, like I'm turning the needle, turning the head so that I can get the hairs to kind of go in the direction that I want it to go. The one thing that you want to try to avoid anytime you're rooting, you try to avoid plugs, right? Anything that looks like a plug. And definitely with the eyebrows. You know, you don't want that scary look. And what I'll do is I'll go kind of like in a line, and then I'll begin to refine by going above that area and maybe a little bit below. So to give that you know, how hair looks or how eyebrows look. Um the main thing is trying to get that you know, the single hair, you know, just that one hair. Again, I'm turning so that I can get the hair to go, you know, to go into the angle that I want the hair to go. Oh, I marked with a Prismacolor pencil, and I can wipe, and it will wipe off just with a little bit of, I can just dampen a little cosmetic wedge, and it'll wipe off. There's also, uh, another type of, I don't know, it's another type of kind of crayon kind of thing that you can use that wipes off, but I have the Prismacolor pencil and that works just fine. And you know, because I'm not looking to make it permanent. I mean, the Prismacolor pencil, after I believe 24 hours, it would be permanent. But I'm not looking to make this permanent. You know, I just use that so that I can have a guide as to where I want to put the brow hairs. That's why I wasn't like ultra particular about the color. The main reason I chose the color that I did was just so that I could see. I needed something to be able to contrast her skin tone so that I could see against her skin tone as well as the hair. Ah, I broke the needle. The hair. Wow. Well, okay. So I broke the needle and I went in at the wrong angle. That's why it broke. Okay, it happens. It happens. It can happen. Oops, oops. Oh, please don't fall. Okay, great. All right. So we will go right on ahead and we will get another needle out. And we will just go right on ahead and continue. Now the needles that I'm using, they are from, the Amazon. Okay, this is, yeah, I know my red is my 40, and let's see, red is supposed to be the 40. Because these don't have any number on it. But yeah, so no worries, because I'm looking at the size of it, and I don't know, maybe it's a 42. Okay. Now, there's a coating that's on here, and it's black. So you want to get that off, because otherwise, when you go into the kit, it will be there. Okay, so you don't want that on your kit, on your on there. So what I will do is I have what I like to do is use a cosmetic wedge, one that I'm done with, and I'll do that. Let's see, do I have any that I can use for that purpose? Okay. And then I just kind of go in to get anything, to get that color off. That oil or whatever it is that's on there. And you can also go into the flange. Some people go like directly like this into the, oh, you can't see, into the flange like that. And that's something too. Okay, so this part is going to go down into my handle of my needle holder. So I will be inserting the needle this way, right? You see, because it has a little space for it to go. So I'm putting it in there like that. I need to be able to see it. Okay. And then I'm just going to push it in and just make sure that it's all the way in. And you have to be careful because remember there are barbs here. So you don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to stick yourself. Okay, so let's continue. And the thing is, if your needle is bent, it's more likely that it has a more of a risk that it will break. So we did one set of eyelashes, and then we're just going to do the eyebrow, and that will be that for the video. And then off camera, I will do the remaining eyelash and eyebrow. And then I can seal her hair so that I can then go ahead and, you know, once it's dry, then I can cut and style her hair. She can, and then she can be on her body. Okay. So you see the angle I'm going in. I'm going like that. All right. And then I'm going to also turn, and I'm going to go this way. When I do that, I find that it gives that the eyebrow look, you know, kind of like that, not quite like the alligator pattern that, but it gives to me it gives a look of what eyebrows look like to me. So now this is just how I do it. I'm not saying that this is a tutorial because, you know, this is just the way that I do it, and I've gotten, you know, what I feel good results. When people see the eyebrows, they say that they look realistic. And when I look at them, I think they look realistic as well. Um, so yeah. But it's all up to you how you want, you know, what you want to do. What you think looks real to you, or what you want to do. I mean, you maybe just want to pencil your eyebrows on. You know, some people do that. Some people just, you know, draw them on. And that's fine too. You know, whatever it is that you want to do, that's just fine. And the thing is, you know, of course, if I feel that there's too much, you know, the hair is too thick inside, I can, you know, take the hair, you know, pull the hair out with the tweezers if there's anything that I feel in that way. But I do try to go um I do try to be what do you call, what is the word I'm looking for? Intentional with where I am applying the hair, where I'm inserting the hairs. Who's calling? Hold on. Okay, I'm right back here with you. Okay, so we are just continuing with our eyebrows. Now, eyebrows, in a sense, are directionally rooted. Okay. And then you get into, I'm going to be refining it a little bit. Okay. All right, so let's see where we are. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray with the distilled water, and then I'm going to brush the eyebrows up, up and over, so I can kind of see if what I need to do. Okay. And so I'm going up and over. Oops. Ah. Trying to get where you can see the direction of the brows. Okay. Now, most definitely, I am not keeping them this long because eyebrows are not long like that. But what I am doing is I'm showing you the direction that they're going in. Okay. I need to see. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of cutting here. Not anywhere near the length that I want them to be, but just so that I can see what I am working with. And I want to see if there's anything I want to remove. Okay, so I'm just going to go this way. Okay, great. Okay. So what I will be doing is I'm going to just take my nippers and I'm going to nip a little bit at a time. Just a little bit at a time. Go this way. Okay, good. Okay, we're getting to that look of eyebrows, right? Okay, so I have to turn it so I can see. Okay, so I want to remove this a little bit, one little strand. Come on. I want to get, because I don't want anything that appears pluggy. The eyebrows definitely, I like mine definitely to be basically one, mono. Um, because eyebrows on infants are thin. They're kind of wispy, right? So I don't want them to be anything that's too thick or anything. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm continuing with me snipping the hairs. Okay. I'm going, I'm cutting in the direct, I'm cutting in a direction, in this direction, because I don't know, that's the way I want the hair to be longer at this part and then gradually decrease. So using the nippers, angling it the way that I am, um, will give me a little bit more of that idea. Give me more of that. I don't want to go too short because if I go too short, then I may have to do it again, and I don't want to have to go in again. So, hey Muffin, hey baby. I'm just showing you bit by bit what I'm doing, and you see they're looking more and more like eyebrows. I'm spraying the water in my hand so I can get a little bit less water on the brow and I can see a little bit. Okay, good. Okay. And to me, it's all about the details. To me, the detail work is what makes a difference. Now I can, if I need to, I can add a little bit or take a little bit out. Let's see a little area where I want to maybe remove a little bit here. Again, this is that bit of refining, right? The details. Now I'm just kind of seeing which ways the hairs are going. Okay. Because remember, the eyebrow hairs are not going to look, you know, like perfectly manicured. You know, you know, I mean, it's a baby. The baby didn't go to the salon to get their eyebrows, you know, plucked and arched and all of that, right? So you know, so I like when I do the eyebrows, I like them to look a little bit, I don't want to say messy, but just a little bit like eyebrows look, you know, not so I don't want them to be like absolutely like perfectly um I don't want that. I don't want that perfect um arched look on the eyebrows. That I don't want. I don't think that looks I don't think it would look realistic. So I just kind of play with it in the way that I want to see the hairs to kind of go. Because remember, we rooted the hairs kind of like in different directions, right? So that will give a little bit of fullness and realism. I like using the nippers because I feel I have a certain amount of control using the nippers. And yeah, because you want to be definitely very careful because you don't want to cut the baby, right? Or I should say you don't want to cut the. I use my finger as somewhat of a guide, you know, to how close I'm gonna get, you know. And the front of the eyebrow, I leave that a little bit longer and I taper down. And okay. Try to get in the camera. Okay, let's see if you can see what I'm doing. I don't know if you can see how nice that looks. Right? We're not finished. I'm not finished. But you can see, as they would say, the eyebrows are eyebrowing, right? So what I have to do is I have to continue just to refine the length. That's all. I have to continue to refine the length because I think I'm pleased with the fullness. I just have to refine the length. Brush. Brush. Trying to get her in camera. Okay, see, we're coming along with the eyebrows nicely. And I just have to refine the length. Okay. And then we also have to do the eyelashes. I don't want this video to be like a week long. I don't want it to be too long. But I did want to share how I root and how I root eyelashes and eyebrows and how I shape them. And for each, whenever I do eyebrows, I don't necessarily do them the same way completely twice because each kit is different, right? So and you know, it's something that you may decide that you like to do, or you may decide you just rather pencil eyebrows on. It's totally completely up to you what you want to do. I'm just showing you what I do. And you want to be careful not to have it like where you just have like pieces just sticking straight up, you know, hairs sticking straight up, because that won't look natural either. Even though eyebrows are straight hair, you know, they should, it shouldn't look like they're just sticking straight up. They should look like they're, like they're lying down some kind of way. Okay. Let's see. Can't even really get in the camera. Good you can see. Okay. I don't know if you can see it. Now I want to go ahead and I want to do her eyelashes, her eyelash. Okay, so we did cut it a little bit. Now what I'm going to do again is I'm going to look and make sure that they're all inside the lash line. And that everything is in the lash line. Yeah. And the direction that it's going in. Yeah, I like the directions. That way, this way, and that way. Okay. So what I do is I go ahead and the eyelashes. Okay. I brush them down with the water but I want them to slightly be curled up, right? Even though, just to have like a little bit of a curve, like they're going up a little bit. So, fine. I got the water everywhere but on the hair. Ah, yeah, so I want to kind of have it go up a little bit. I want it to go just up a little bit, and then I'm gonna brush it down. Okay. Okay. Now, eyelashes, the same way we rooted the eyelash is the way the eyelash is going. I'm gonna cut the way it is. It's gonna be longer, a little bit longer in the middle. Okay. And I want to angle when I'm cutting. Um, I'm not going to cut as short as I want it to be initially. Oh no, did I pull it out? No, I didn't. Because of, I don't want to cut it short as I want it to be. I want to be able to refine it. And the lash length, I like to have it where it's what I would consider a realistic length. Um, I think you remember I was doing the eyebrows or eyelashes before, and I said my tool had gotten dull, and I wanted to sharpen it. So I did. I found the it's a stone file. Yeah, stone file. It's a set, but this is the size that I think fits pretty well in here. So I'm just going to sharpen it up a little bit. I'm going to pause and come back. Okay, so I sharpened it, and now I'm going to refine the eyelashes. I had no idea that the video was this long, and but I'm going to upload it, and hopefully it will be helpful. Okay. I still need to go a little bit shorter, in my opinion. I'm really looking forward to seeing our baby Onyx on her body. Now, normally cuddle babies don't have a whole lot of hair because a lot of times they have painted hair because that makes them, you know, they're cuddly that way and you don't have to worry about messing up their hair. But my baby Onyx has a head full of hair because that's what I want for her to have. A head full of hair. And yeah. So do tell me in the comments if you have any cuddle babies or have you made any cuddle babies? And if so, was it something that was intentional, you know, or, you know, or what? Because Onyx is a cuddle baby because of this whole heat lamp debacle that occurred. So, because otherwise she was going to be a full baby. But things happen. And guess what? Reborn long enough, something will happen. Things happen, right? That's part of life. That's just how life is. And it's not what happens to you, is what you do when things happen. How do you regroup, recover, or what do you do? And the thing is, with the eyelashes, I turn the doll different directions to try to, really get different angles so that I can do what I feel adds to the realism. Trying to see if there's any stray hairs. Okay, you see that follows her lash line perfectly, right? Let's see. Right? And if you look closely, you can see that every hair is in the lash line. There isn't anything that's on the lid. And you see the shape, it's following the shape of the eye, right? And I don't think that they're too long. And we have the eyebrows that we will have to lay down a little bit, but the eyebrows are eyebrowing. So, yeah, so I would like to say please do like, comment, subscribe, and share. Tell me what you think about our beautiful baby Onyx. Look at her. She has a head full of hair. She doesn't look like a newborn, right? She looks like she could be a toddler or so with all of this hair, right? That's what she looks like. She could be. Well, once again, thank you for sharing in my reborning journey of our baby Onyx. Um, she is a very beautiful, beautiful baby. Again, she is the Onyx kit from Trueborns, and her sculptor is Alyssa Yang, and she has this head full of afro hair. And I rooted around the perimeter already with the jerry curl, and I will be trimming it once I have her sealed, then I can do all of that. But as you can see, there's plenty of hair inside. Okay. Um, and I just love, 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 love this hair, right? So, yeah. So once again, thank you for sharing in my reborning journey. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and share. Come back again real soon. Peace and blessings.